My name's Joe. Joe Fairview.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
This is my city, Austin, Texas. My name is Joe Fairview. I'm a watchdog for the Austin Code Compliance Division. Code compliance, while nobody will argue that there's a need for them, they often represent themselves as law enforcement officers, driving around with cars that have emergency lights on the top and a big gold badge. The problem is this is not a law enforcement agency. While most people I've seen do a good job, there are those who would protect the city of Austin and their business partners from having to comply with the same codes that they ask you and I to. This is my story. Oftentimes code will tell you that you cannot have your grass tall and overgrown like this. Why, yes, this is true. It often collects trash and debris and becomes illegal dumping grounds. But would you be surprised to know that this is the city of Austin property? It is constantly overgrown. It is used as a dump site for other city departments to drop off old concrete culverts and pipes. Trees fall down. Trash accumulates. Homeowners who have access to the back use it for their driveway and for dump grounds. Another side street, again, close access. People dump tires, and we, the taxpayers, have to pay to haul all this trash off because the city of Austin will refuse to secure this property and maintain it in a sanitary condition. Again, piles of debris, construction material left behind. Who pays for this? We do. Here you see a bucket, and in that bucket is stagnant water with mosquitoes growing in it. Not far away is another bucket that has some sort of mixture in it. Whether it's chemicals or paint, who knows? Part of the code compliance division is to ensure that all buildings are maintained to make sure they're safe. You should never allow windows to be broken out in a building. Or in the case of this aerial view on Ryan Avenue, this building is a warehouse from the 1940s. You can see big patches of the roof that are missing. Over in the aviation side, again, warehouses with large sections of the roof that have been blown off. Back over in this area here, you have a bunch of old buildings that are just deteriorating off in the woods. Again, you have to maintain your buildings or else things like this happen. The roofs start to fall apart. You come down here to the underside, you can see the water damage inside. This doorway is wide open and accessible to any kid that can jump a fence. You can see it's already structurally started to collapse. The siding is coming off of the building. It's a haven for rats and all kinds of vermin. Another building, large section of the roof is caved in. It is City of Austin property. It's a sewage lift station. You can see the thing is being blown apart. Who's responsible? The City of Austin and the Code Department. Do they do their job or do they just look the other way? In a city where dangerous conditions like extension cords are allowed to be laid across public walkways and then come up over a wall and into a landscaped area. This puts the people who do the landscaping at risk because they'll find an extension cord when they're using power equipment. That extension cord comes across the landscaped area and onto a sidewalk, over another public sidewalk, and into a parking lot. What could this thing be for? Why, it's for the security staff at the Austin Code office. But wait, what is this pipe here? This pipe is part of a groundwater drain system that failed, and they jerry-rigged a pipe so they can discharge groundwater onto the public sidewalk. But where does that groundwater go? Yes, it goes right over to the electrical connection for the security truck. And who allows all of this to happen and refuses to fix it? That would be the Austin Code Enforcement Office. Who is sometimes responsible for looking the other way when there are violations on City of Austin property. It's the Austin Code Enforcement Inspectors. Notice I said inspector, not officer. Austin Code is not a law enforcement agency. Although they'll dress their people up similar to that of a police officer, put a big gold badge on them, put them in a truck with lights and a big gold badge on it, they are not a law enforcement agency. They have a badge with a big gold eagle, but look, so does the meter maids. Parking enforcement officer, again, not a law enforcement agency. When dealing with the City of Austin and city employees, be well aware of your rights and don't be afraid to challenge someone's authority who may be using the term officer, but is actually just a well-dressed meter maid.